Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, the 9th of May. Nice to see you all. I hope everything is well. Today, I mentioned I'd like to work a little bit more on the perineum, and we're going to start with an exercise for the perineum, because as I'm adding on more perineal exercises throughout the class, I want everyone to get a really good understanding of how to contract the perineum. So I mentioned before, we'll just start on our backs, okay? When you lie down on your back, it's a good idea to have your knees bent. Your feet are flat on the floor. And I would keep the back in a neutral position. So you don't have to push the low back into the floor, nor do you have to curve too much the low back. We're just in neutral. The feet are hip width apart. If you feel any tension in the knees, you could walk your feet away from you. Now, without going too much into the anatomy of things, you have a very complex structure in the perineum, okay? All that muscular structure. And there are three levels of contraction that we can do. The first level of contraction is around the anal sphincter. And we start with that because that is the easiest to contract. So it's a very strong muscle. I want you to feel like you're closing off the anus, just contract and then relax. Okay, there's just a simple closing off and relax. Do that another 3 times, please. Just close off the anal sphincter and relax. Again, close and relax. One more time. Close and relax. I'm just going to mute everyone because we've got some background noise there. Okay. Now, after having done that, we are going to contract the vaginal opening. This one is a little bit more difficult, a little bit harder for some people to get a sense of. And what you want to feel, it's as if the folds of skin close like an elevator door, okay? You want to feel like you're pulling your doors closed. It is hard for some people to do without contracting the anal sphincter. So I suggest start with the anal sphincter and now close the elevator door and relax. We'll do that 5 times. Close the anal sphincter, close the elevator doors. Yes, and relax. Very simple. Anus, elevator doors. Relax. 2 more times, please. Anal sphincter contracts, elevator doors close. Once more. Anal sphincter contracts and then elevator doors. All right. The third level is around the urethra. So it is a very small sphincter, and that's what creates the stopping of urination. Like, for example, if you are on the toilet urinating and suddenly you have to get up, or you have an emergency, you have to do something, you will feel that you contract there. And this is where I like to explain that sometimes there is some misinformation that some people say, oh yeah, when you contract the perineum, it's like when you stop peeing. No, that's only one of the sphincters. There's 3, okay? So again, it's easiest to start with the anal, then the elevator doors, then that smaller sphincter, which makes you feel like you're stopping urinating. Okay, let's do the 3 in order. So start anal sphincter, elevator doors, and the urethra, closing off the tiny one, and then relax. Let's do that again. Anal sphincter, elevator doors, urethra, and relax. Keep going, 3 more times. Anal sphincter, Elevator doors, small urethral sphincter, and relax. Anal sphincter, elevator doors, small urethra. One more time. Anal sphincter, elevator doors, and small urethral sphincter. Good. Relax. Now, to add onto all of this, when you do the 3, and actually I want to mention, when you do the anal sphincter, feel like you're closing the anal sphincter and lifting, because that's actually what it does. There's an elevator effect. So we want to do anal sphincter, elevator doors, urethra contraction. Then I want you to feel like the elevator is rising up through your body. So all that contraction here, feel like you're lifting it up as you breathe out. Okay? So here we go. We'll be doing the 3. Begin. Anal sphincter, elevator doors, urethral sphincter. Breathe out and begin lifting all of that up. And relax. Eveline, this is where the part where maybe you don't want to go too strongly, you can just go gently, okay? For the rest of us, if you're not pregnant, ladies, you can do this as strongly as you wish. And actually, it's recommended you do it very strongly to really re-educate the perineum, the pelvic floor. So let's do it again. Contract, anal sphincter, elevator doors, urethral sphincter. Breathe out, pull your belly button in and feel like elevators lifting, lifting, lifting. Breathe in and relax. 3 more times. Anal sphincter, elevator doors, urethral sphincter. Breathe out and lift. Relax. 1 more. Anal sphincter, elevator doors, urethral sphincter. Breathe out and lift. Good. Relax. Now we are going to add on to this the half bridge pose. Okay? And what this does is when you lift your hips up, it helps all of the perineum to lift up, because we don't want pressing down, right? We don't want any of the organs going downwards. We want things lifting up. And when you lift your hips up in a half bridge pose, you're going against gravity, right? So gravity is helping, pulling the organs this way. So let's do that all together. Ready? Contract, anal sphincter, elevator doors, urethral sphincter. Breathe out, lift up, and lift your hips up. Squeezing everything in, you're going to feel very big tightness at the lower abdomen. And lower it down. Eveline, you be careful with this. Instead of lifting up very tightly, you can simply lift your hips up. Okay? Let's do it again. Anal sphincter, elevator doors, urethral sphincter. Breathe out. Lift your hips up. Feel that contraction, the lower abdomen getting very tight and strong, and there's a lifting of the organs. Bring your hips back down. Really good. Let's do it again. Anal sphincter, elevator doors, urethral sphincter. Breathe out. Lift your hips up. Feel the tightness, everything lifting. Release. 2 more times. Anal sphincter, elevator doors, urethral sphincter. Breathe out. Lift the hips. Woo! Good. 1 last time. Bring your hips down. Make this one the strongest ever. Anal sphincter, elevator doors, urethral sphincter. Breathe out, lift up, and lift the hips. Yes. Bring your hips down. Well done, everyone. Roll to one side. Lift yourself up from the side. Beautiful job. If any of you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to write me either on the chat if you feel it's going to help other people, or you can send me a private message and I'll try and answer your questions. Come up onto your hands and knees, please. Bring your knees underneath your hips, hands hands underneath the shoulders. Taking a deep breath in, allow your spine to curl, lift the chin. And as you breathe out, round, look to your belly button. And again, this is cat and cow. Breathe in and curl, and breathe out and round. Keep going with this. Breathing in, curling. Breathing out, rounding. One more time. Let's breathe in and curl. And breathe out and round. Coming back to a flat back. Open your knees. Everyone sink down onto your heels so you get an opening of the hips, stretching of the thighs. Reach your arms out in front of you and bring the forehead to the floor. Take a few deep breaths here in child's pose. Just relaxing and letting go. No stress, no pushing. You shouldn't feel any pain in this posture. Lift your head, looking forward. Come up onto your hands and knees, keeping the hands farther forward than your shoulders. Bring your knees into hip width and curl your spine. So now we're activating the back body. This is super important for your practice and for all exercise. So let's bounce back and forth, keeping the head lifted so there's engagement down the back body. Feel like your belly is getting long and lengthening. Feel like your head is moving forward, crown of the head moving forward, tailbone moving back. All right, bring your right knee up. All this great mobility work, sinking back and forth. Reach your right hand out in front of you, fingertips on the floor. Feel how it goes into a stretching down the side body. Opening also the ribs. Bring the hand back down. Stretch your right leg out to the side, toes pointing forward, and again, bouncing back and forth. Nice, easy movements. Now, keep yourself in this position and bring your right leg back behind you. Point the toes, raise the leg, cross the leg over the left, like you're gonna, and you tap on the floor, and then over to the right, tap on the floor. So here we go. We bring the leg to the left-hand side of the mat, then to the right. Keep your head lifted, keep your body lengthening. 2 more times, tap and tap, getting the back body engaged. Once more, tap and tap. Bring the knee back down. Coming back into child's pose, just rest here. A few deep breaths. Coming back up onto your hands and knees. Bring your knees back in, hip width. Allow the spine to curl. Looking forward. Let's bounce back and forth again. Now, lift your left knee up, left foot on the floor, bounce back and forth again. And reach your left hand out in front of you, spider the fingers, bouncing again, side body opening, keep breathing. Then bring the hand back down and stretch the left leg out to the side. Again, bouncing back and forth. Staying on your hands and your right knee, stretch the left leg behind you, point the toes, and let's go. We bring it over to the right-hand side of the mat and tap, up and over to the left, to the right, to the left. Good. Keep lengthening the body, belly getting long, chin lifted. 2 more times. Last one. All right, bring your knee back down. Now turn your head to the right. Take a look at your right hip. See if you can bring the right hip over to the right. Back to center. Left hip over to the left. Turn your head to the left. So we're getting our head movements and the nodding in. Look to the right. Back to center, to the left. Back to center, one more time each side. To the right, back to center, and to the left. Good, tuck your toes under, rise up to a crouching cat position. We'll bounce back and forth, open your knees as you bounce back and forth. Taking deep, slow breaths as you bounce. All right, bring your knees to the right and bounce again, hips going way back towards the heels. Changing, knees to the left and bounce. Back to center, open your feet as wide as your mat. Walk your hands back, fingertips touching the floor, arms straight, and we bounce the hips back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up, hands onto the thighs. Bring your right shoulder forward, look over your left shoulder. Back to center, looking over the right shoulder. When you bring your left shoulder forward, you're stretching the back. Back to center, and again, right shoulder. Back to center, left shoulder. Back to center, one more time each side, right shoulder. And left. Good, come back to center, lifting up. Here's where we do those fun squats. Arms out in front of you, sink down, let your arms come up, and then move back up, arms come down. Let's go. 10 times. 9, nice deep and open squats. 8, 7, 6, raising the heart rate. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Step your feet in. Step your feet to the front of the mat. And here we go, ladies. Feet hip width. Knees are soft. Arms are stretched straight by your sides. Chin is lifted. We're going to go through the cardio part of our class. Stick with it. If you need to slow down, you may. Hands to your heart center. Deep breath in. Let's rise up. Fold forward, elbows come towards your knees, and then the hands touch the floor. Step your feet back to a plank position. Plank position, you have your head raised, look forward. 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees down, move your chest slowly to the floor, point your toes, lengthening the legs. Let's rise up to a little cobra position. Bring your chest back down to push up onto your hands and knees. Let's do a quick stretch. Right hand off the mat, left hand on top. Press your hips back. Then change, left hand off the mat, right hand on top. Press the hips back. Coming back onto the mat, tuck your toes, take down dog or crouching cat, and lift your right foot. Press it to the sky. 3, 2, 1. Swing it forward. Step everything forward as far as possible. Hands to thighs, lift the chest. This helps to support your back. If your back is strong, raise your arms. Here we go. Bounce it. 3, 2, 1. All the way up to standing. Arms straight by your sides. Yes. Hands to heart center. Same thing. Deep breath in. Fold it forward. Stepping back to your plank position. Lift your head and hold it here. 3, keep the belly flat and long. 2, 1. Knees come down. Move yourself down. Pointing your toes, rise up to a little cobra. Push back onto your knees. Left hand off the mat, right hand on top. Press back. Right hand off the mat, left hand on top. Press back. Back onto your mat to center. Down dog or crouching cat. Raise your left foot and we press it up. 3, 2, 1. Swing it forward. Stepping forward. Bend your knees, hands to thighs, lifting. If your back is okay, raise the arms. Either way, let's bounce it. 3, 2, 1, arms by your sides. Hands to heart center. Keep it going. We just take out the side stretch. Deep breath in. Hold it forward. Stepping back to plank. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Knees come down, move down. Point your toes to cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Right leg comes up. Press it. 3, 2, 1. Swing it forward. Stepping forward. Knees bend, hands to thighs. Lift the arms. Bounce it here. 3, 2, 1. All the way up to standing. Hands to heart center. Go again. Deep breath in, rise. Folding forward. I'm going to have a look. Good. Stepping back to plank. Excellent. Move your knees down. Move yourself down. Point your toes into cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Looking good, everybody. Good. Turn. Yes. Lift and press the left leg. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Swing it forward. Stepping forward. Excellent. Raise the arms only if your back's okay and bounce it. 3, 2, 1. Coming all the way up to standing. Okay. We're going to add on from here. Stick with me. If it's too much, you don't have to do all of the positions. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Let's go. Breathing out. Fold. Stepping back to the plank. Either lower your right knee and open up to the left, or spin out with both feet. These side planks are super important for the waist and the health of your core muscles. Bring the hands back down, lower your knees, move yourself down. Point your toes, rise up to cobra, down dog or crouching cat. Now listen carefully. Raise your right leg. You can simply open up the hip by lifting the right hip over the left, or you can flip over. Remember this posture? For my old students, turn yourself over completely. Raise the right hand. Knees can be bent. Lift up. Reach over your head. Back up to the sky. And turn back. Woo! Raise the right leg again and swing it forward. Stepping all the way forward. Bend your knees, hands to thighs, lift up, arms by your ears and bounce it. 3, 2, 1. All the way up to standing, arms straight. Same thing, other side, hands to heart center. Deep breath in, folding forward. Stepping back to the plank. This time, the left knee can go down, or you spin out with both feet. Side plank, hold it up here. 3, 2, 1, good job. Back to the plank. Knees come down, moving down and into cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Left leg goes up. Flip over if you wish. Hips come up, arm comes up. Reach over your head if you wish. Back up to the sky. Flipping back, raise the left leg. Swing it forward. Coming back into the chair. Woo, and let's bounce it. 3, 2, 1. Good, ladies. Let's keep going. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Rise up. Let me have a look. Fold it forward. Excellent. Step back to plank. Now, either you can lower your right knee or just spin, lifting the left arm. Good. Hold it. 3. Well done. 2, 1. Move it back to plank and move down for your cobra. Excellent. Down dog or crouching cat. All right. Raise the right leg, bend the knee. Now you can hold the right leg up, pressing up to the sky, or flip out. Flip it over. Good. If you're flipped over, raise the right arm. Reach over your head then. And then coming back, everybody back in down dog, right leg is lifted, swing it forward. Excellent. Step all the way forward into your chair, and let's go. Bounce it. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All the way up to standing. All right. Last time. Here we go, ladies. Hands to heart center. I'll do it with you. If you're not sure about the flipping, you can look at the screen. Deep breath in. Let's rise. Fold it. Stepping back to the plank. Either lower your left knee or spin out. Right arm comes up. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Back to the plank. Knees come down. Move down. Point your toes, coming up into cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. You could stay here with the left leg up and press up to the sky, or flipping. Turn yourself around. You're on the right hand, left arm up to the sky, over the head, back up to the sky, and back into your down dog or crouching cat, left leg up, swing it forward. Stepping forward and into chair. Bounce it here, 3, 2, 1, all the way up to standing. Good job, everyone. Very nice. Place your hands onto your hips and step your right leg back as far as possible. Turn so that you're at the length of the mat. There is at least half of the mat, the length of the mat between your feet, okay? It's a nice wide stance. You're comfortable without feeling too extended. Toes pointing diagonally out to the sides. Bend your knees and let your hips go back. So from the side, it is an open squat like this, okay? The hips go back. It is not a plie squat like a ballerina. It's an open squat. Sink yourself down nicely. See if you can get your hands to your knees. Lift and open the chest. Then raise the arms, palms facing down. If you'd like, you can pulse here, down and up, or if you prefer, you can stay. 3, 2, 1. Hands come back to your hips. Lift your heels to turn your toes forward. Your knees stay bent, and you'll fold forward as low as possible. Grab your ankles or your calves. And if you can stay here with the knees bent, that's fine. If you'd like to start straightening the legs, you're gonna feel a deeper stretch, the inner thighs and the backs of the legs, that's fine too. Stay here and breathe. Feel like your back is lengthening rather than rounding. Avoid too much rounding of the back. Holding 3, 2, 1. Now reach your hands out in front of you and get into a down dog position with the legs wide. So you should feel that you're pressing your chest down. The heels stay down for the moment. And there's some deep breaths going on, lengthening the spine, hips curling up. All right. Let's bring our shoulders forward. If you need to, you could walk your hands forward. Now you're in a wide plank. The legs are spread wide. Contract your legs, contract your glutes, contract the belly, lengthen your chest forward and lift your head, holding 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands back again. Turn the heels in. Set your hands back onto your thighs and lift the chest. Yes, so now we're back into that open squat. Hips moving backwards, toes turned out diagonally. This time raise your arms, palms together. And now we're going to press down. So pulse, 5, 4, 3, that's it. 2, 1, all the way up to standing. Turn your feet to point forward. Move your hips from side to side to relax, bit through the hips. Make a nice circle if you wish. Change the direction of the circle. Good. Now being soft and bending at the knees, you can either step your feet in, or if you want to be a bit more dynamic, bend the knees and jump in. Whew. Bend your right knee, bring it out to the side. You could be at the ankle, a little bit higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. Raise your arms and let's get into tree pose. Lift your chest, get long in the waist. Take some deep, slow breaths. See if you can start a very gentle smile. This helps to illuminate the face. Hands to your hips and lower your foot. Good job. Let's change sides. Left knee bends out to the side. Ankle, a little bit higher than the kneecap or the inner thigh. Be sure you lift your ribs away from the hips and raise the arms. Raise your eyes, focus on one point, and that gentle smile. Good job. Hands to the hips and bring the foot down. Well done. Step back to the front edge of your mat. And I'm just noticing my camera is not ideal. So I'm just going to fix this. Here we go. Okay. From here, let's take a deep breath in and raise the arms, stretch skyward, fold forward, and take your plank position, please. Lifting the head, lengthen out your body, flatten out the belly, and we hold and breathe. See if you can breathe just through the chest and the upper back, making the belly strong, core strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees and bring your hips back towards your heels. Come into child's pose. Now I want to work on some functional strength. And one of the best functional strength exercises is the push-up. So we're going to come back up onto our hands and knees. I want you to open your hands wider than your mat. Ideally, your fingers point forward and those palms of the hands are like suction cups. They lift up, the center of the palm lifts up. Now, for a proper push-up, the elbows don't necessarily go wide, nor do they go into the waist. This is a push-up for the pectoral muscles and upper back. We want the elbows to go diagonally behind us, and we push back up. So as low as you can go is good, okay? Just take your time, keep the head lifted, belly lengthening and flattening out. Let's go for 5. 5, staying strong and slow. 4, really put on the brakes as you lower. 3, 2, it's as you lower that you're building more muscle. Here's the last one. 1, whoo, push back, coming back into child's pose. Turn your palms up now and relax. Good job. Lift your head, look forward. Bring your hands back to the front edge of your mat and gently move yourself down to the floor. Hands under the forehead and move your hips from side to side to relax. Lift your head now and pull your chest forward. Separate your feet and lift both legs. They may not come up very high off the floor, but that's okay. See if you can get at least the knees to come off the floor. Bring your heels together to touch, squeezing the glutes and apart. Here we go. 10 times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your legs back down and move your hips from side to side. Good. Lift your head Stretch your arms out to the sides this time. Palms will face down. Lift your head, chest, shoulders, and arms, and lift your legs. Okay. Now bring your arms next to your hips. See if you can get the chest higher, and then back out to the sides. We do that 5 times. Let's go. 5. Feel your shoulder blades squeezing in. 4. Stay strong. 3. Keep the knees up off the floor. 2. Here's the last one. This is super good for your posture. 1. Hands come down underneath the forehead. And again, we relax. Last position on the belly, bend your knees. Reach back, touch your heels, take a deep breath in, lift your head, chest, shoulders, and knees. Thighs can come up as high as possible. And hold here, breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on back down. Hands under the shoulders. Push up onto the hands and knees. Walk your knees forward and come to a seated position, everyone. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Grab around your ankles and simply rock from side to side. As you rock, you're going to feel up. You start to move forward a little bit. And now that we're a little bit more forward, grab a hold around your toes. Lengthen your spine, and especially the low back. Feel like you're sitting up on your ischion. Those are the 2 bony protrusions of your hips. They're called the sitting bones. Lift up on those sitting bones and breathe out, gently move forward. If you can, bring your elbows farther forward of the legs. Let the chest come forward. You don't have to go very far. As soon as you feel the stretch, and it's very strong, you stay with it and breathe. See if with your breath you can get a little bit of release, a little bit of relaxation. Lift your chest back up. Good. Lift the knees up. All right. Stretch your legs out in front of you and shake out your legs. Shake them out. Bring your right knee bent and crossed over your left leg. Grab a hold of the right knee with your left arm. Take your right hand and grab the ribs, twisting yourself. So you pull the ribs towards your right until you can get the chest pointing to the right. Set your right hand down behind you and turn your head to look behind. And we'll hold here. As you hold, take deep breaths. So you do have movement. You have movement of the ribs and the chest, perhaps the upper back. And if you feel it with the out breath, when you breathe out, see if you can twist a little farther. Unwind, releasing this. Good. Take your right leg. See if you can get the foot in one hand and the knee in the other. And rock gently from side to side. If you have a lot of flexibility in the hip, you may be able to get the foot at the inner elbow and the knee at the other inner elbow. And it's like you rock a baby. That's it. Good job. Letting go. Stretch the legs out in front of you, hands behind you, and shake out once again. Just bend your knees, let the backs of your legs hit the floor. And we'll change sides. Bend your left knee. Bring it over the right leg. Grab a hold with your right arm. Now with your left hand, grab the ribs. So from the side, I'll show you. I'm grabbing my rib cage. and I'm twisting it to my left as far as possible. And then I'll bring the hand down behind me, turning the chest towards the left. Turn your head as far as possible to the left and hold here. Get that breath into the ribs, into the thoracic cage. Yeah. And as you breathe out, maybe you can turn a little farther. And we'll unwind. Good. Nice. Take the foot, either grab the foot and the knee and rock the baby, or maybe you can get it at the inner elbow and rock the baby this way. Good. Nice. All right. Let's bring the legs out in front of us, hands behind, shake your knees again, shake your legs, and bring your legs onto your mat. So you're on the length of your mat, bending your knees, gently roll down onto your back. Feet at hip width. Feet are flat. Press the elbows down into the floor and open your chest. Now remember, we worked the perineum at the beginning of class. We're going to rework the perineum a little bit differently. I want you to lift your hips up. Okay, we're in a half bridge pose, the yogic half bridge pose. Contract the anal sphincter, close the elevator doors, contract the urethra, breathe out, and bring your knees together, squeezing and lifting. Breathe in, lift, bring your knees apart. Keep the perineum contracted. Breathe out, bring the knees together. Feel like you're lifting everything up. Breathe in, bring your knees apart. Breathe out, contract, pulling up to the belly button. Breathe in, knees apart. 3 more times, let's go. 2. Here's the last one. Good job. Bring your arms over your head, reach behind you, and allow the vertebra to come down onto the floor, one at a time. Good, nice release. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. And we just hold here and relax for a moment. Bringing the knees back up. Separate your feet. Once again, elbows into the floor. Retake the yogic bridge. This time, we won't do those breathing and perineal exercises, but see if you can hold the anal sphincter, close the elevator, lift the urethra, and hold it there as you breathe. Okay? Hold it here as you breathe. One more deep breath in. Raise your arms once more over your head and lower the back, one vertebra at a time. Ah, so good. Excellent. Separate your feet, hip width, or maybe wider. Let your knees fall to your right. Stretch your left arm far behind you. Lifting one knee at a time. Knees go to the left. Stretch your right arm far, far behind you. Good job. Lifting one knee at a time. Let's cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Bring your right hand just to the inner thigh near the right knee. Your left hand can stay on your belly and simply push the right knee away from you. You should feel an action in the hip. This is actually getting a nice little stretch of a small muscle in front of the hip socket. Then releasing this, lift both knees up, grabbing either around the thighs or around both legs, and pull the knees towards the shoulders, holding here. To add on to this stretch, straighten your left leg, push the heel skyward, and you should feel the stretch down the back of the left leg now, in the calf as well as the thigh. Get the leg coming towards you as far as possible. Keeping the legs crossed, bring your left foot down. Let your knees go to your left, right arm out to the side for a reclining spinal twist. Look to the right, opening up also the chest, the shoulders being stretched. And then we turn onto our left-hand side, completely over to the left. Grab a hold of your right ankle and push the right knee behind you. So you get a really lovely stretch down the front of the thigh, quadriceps stretch. Good. Bring the right knee towards the right shoulder, and let's roll back onto our backs. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Start with opening up by setting the left hand just to the inside of the left knee and gently push, gentle. Then lifting both knees up, grab either around both legs or just around the right leg. Pull the knees in towards the chest. Good. To add on to this, let's stretch the right leg to the sky, and you can pull the leg towards you more. You can also stretch out by pressing the heel of the right foot up to the sky. Rebend the right knee, keep the legs crossed, and let's let the legs fall to your right. Bring your left arm out to the side for a spinal twist. Looking at your left hand. You want to get that pectoral muscle in the shoulder also in this stretch. All right, roll all the way to your right-hand side. Grab a hold of the left ankle, push it behind you, getting into this quadriceps. Very important stretch, especially if you're seated for most of your day, which most of us are. Bring the left knee to the left shoulder, roll back onto your back, and squeeze the knees nicely to the chest. Lift your head, nose between the knees, lower the head down, and let's stretch one leg at a time onto the floor. Bring your hands either onto your belly or palms turned to the sky. Taking some deep, slow breaths here. See if you can feel your belly rise and fall. Be sure when you're doing this type of breath that you are not pressing down against the perineum, but you're getting a release of an expansion of the belly. As you breathe in, the belly expands. And as you breathe out, it releases. See if you can relax now the right hand side of your body. From your right foot, right leg, to your right hip, right hand side of the belly, right shoulder, right chest, right hand side of the throat, jaw, cheek, nose, eye, forehead. Now move to the left hand side of the body. Relaxing the left foot, left leg, left hip, belly, left shoulder, left hand side of the chest, left hand side of the throat, jaw, cheek, nose, eye, forehead. Now imagine relaxing the front side of your body, from the tops of the feet, up the lower leg to the knees, thighs, hips, belly, chest, fronts of the shoulders, throat, jaw, face, to the crown of the head. Now let's imagine the backhand side of the body, from the heels to the calves, to the backs of the knees, the hamstrings, the backs of the legs, to the glutes, the low back, middle back, upper back, backs of the shoulders, back of the neck, back of the head, behind the ears, to the crown of the head. Come to the sensation of how your body is perfectly in 3 dimensions. Feel as if now you're simply floating in space. And when you're ready, begin moving your fingers and your toes. Raising your arms over your head, stretch from fingers to toes. And then lift your knees up against your chest and rock from side to side. Good. Yes. Right arm to the right ear.
Roll all the way to your right-hand side. Set the hands down and lift yourself from the side. Come to a seated position. Good. And let's rub our hands together. Bring the hands gently over your face as if you're washing it clean. Tap around your eyes and shake out. Rub your hands together one more time. Bring your hands over your face. And this time, as you bring your hands down towards your jaw, I'd like you to pinch the skin. Just gently pinch the skin and move down towards your chin. It's just a gentle pinching. And then move back up towards the ears. Yes. Bring the pads of your hands against the fingers, against the jaw, and make some circles, gently pulling on the skin there. And feel what a wonderful release this is. Releases all the muscles of the jaw. You can feel it pulling against the muscles of the face. And it is a part of facial yoga. It's a really good little exercise to do throughout your day to help release tension. And let's shake out. Hands to your heart center. Have a lovely afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining. Namaste. All the best. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to write me and let me know. Thank you.